Hello, Internet family. This video is the info video about my new Meeting the Fairies online class. So, there are these amazing trees outside right now. This island that I'm staying on this winter has been rich with fairies. One of the ways you can spot fairies is moss. If you look for the moss, if you find nice, thick, cushiony moss, even better. There are definitely fairies around. So, this class is a 21-day process, and it takes you from introducing yourself to meeting different kinds of fae. And when we talk about fairies, my consciousness, and I know some other mystics I know, consciousness anthropomorphizes things, which means if you're talking to an energy, you see it as a personality, you see it as a person. Whether or not these things are people like us, well, first off, they're obviously not, because they're not humans walking around in human form. And you can think of them as elementals or spirits of nature or just the energy in nature. It doesn't really matter what you call it, but I do believe that if we connect with it, that's one of the ways that we can heal our planet. That's one of the ways that we can align in such a way that we are beneficial forces to the natural world. So this class is a series of meditations and also actions to do to connect you with the nature spirits that choose to connect with you. And these may be ones in your area. They may be ones from other parts of the world. It will kind of just depend on whatever comes through to connect with you. I'm letting Lily outside. Although it's raining, so I don't think she's going to actually want to go. Do you want to go? All right, do what you want. Anyways, like I said, it's a 21-day process. I'm starting it up. I have taught similar classes before, but this class is going to be different because it's been years since I taught this, and I have had more communications with them. And I did specifically ask. I stood right over there past this tree on a hill looking at this giant pine tree, which has a compost heap right next to it, and you can just feel the earthy deliciousness of the compost heap feeding the tree. It's really a king or queen among trees. And I was standing there just the other day as I was plotting this class, and I said to nature, and I don't usually speak out loud when I do this, but there's no one around, I could do it. So I said, "Hello, fairies," and I was going to ask them to assist with the class. But as I said hello, it was a very quiet afternoon. I believe it was Christmas Eve, maybe. As I said that, right afterward, within a second or two, this great big wind blew in from across the water and ruffled the tree and flowed over me. And so I thought to myself, oh, okay. You'll learn how to spot things like that. One of the main pillars in any communication you do with beings from other spaces is a 3-part question. Come through in a way, first off, that I can't explain away. So much magic happens in the world and we go, oh, it was just X, Y, and Z. But the thing is, magic does not work in opposition to natural forces. Natural forces and magic are the same thing. So you don't have to go against the laws of nature in order to believe in magic. That's why a lot of people experience it and don't even realize that's what it is. So first off, you say, come in a way that I can't explain away. 2, come in a way that I know it's you. So you're not like, oh, it was perhaps this other thing, so you know that that's what it was. And then 3, come in a way that, wait a minute, what was number 3? Come in a way I can't explain away. Come in a way that I know it was you. You know what? I'm forgetting the 3rd one. There's got to be some deep symbolism there, but I'll tell you what I remember. Anyways, there was something else I wanted to tell you, and it was when I first met the fairies. I first met the fairies when I was about 28 or 29 years old, living in this town in Rappahannock, Virginia. And I and a girlfriend of mine were walking in the apple orchards behind my house. And I believed in nature spirits, but I didn't believe in little fairies wearing dresses and that kind of thing. And I will just say, that's only one kind of fae. There are a million different kinds. Some of them are giant, big as mountains, and some of them are tiny as the tiniest little plants. So just because you say fairies, that does not necessarily mean little beings flying around with wings wearing flower skirts, although I have seen them. They do exist. Anyways, this was that kind, which I had not believed in before, and I found evidence of them. And I was not alone. I was with another friend, and we found it together, and we were both stunned and shook up by it. So I went back home and I talked to a childhood friend of mine. I called her up on the phone and said, so I know this doesn't sound crazy, but I think I have fairies living in my apple orchard. And she said to me, well, whatever. You've always been a weird one, but as long as you don't tell me there are unicorns, which now I do believe in unicorns between you and I, but at the time she said, as long as you don't tell me about unicorns, then I'll just chalk it up to Karis being Karis. And then the very next day, she was at a parent-teacher conference or an open house or something with her daughter's teacher, who happened to be the same teacher I had in school. And this teacher said to my friend, hey, aren't you and Karis still friends? Because I have something for her. And she handed her a picture that I had drawn when I was in the either 4th or 6th, I think 6th grade, and she'd had this whole long time. And so she gave it to my friend, and then a few weeks later my friend gave it to me, or maybe even mailed it to me, I'm not sure. But she got it the very next day. And it was a picture of a flower, open, close up, with a little girl standing on it wearing a long white net dress and yawning as if she'd just woken up. Fairies. So that's how these things happen. It's not always that you see a little fairy, but sometimes you think you see something and then you get this amazing confirmation in your life afterward. Confirmations like that have happened to me so much over the years that I don't doubt my intuition anymore. Now it's one of the main pillars of my life. But I do understand that in the beginning you want proof and you want feedback. And so this class does invite that in. So you can meet the fairies without taking this class. Just go outside and say you want to meet them. But if you want a curriculum, you can enroll in the Meeting the Fairies class. And I'm really excited to bring it through for you guys. I can't wait to see what happens. Sending you so much love from Washington State. And I hope you've had a wonderful holiday season. And yeah, maybe I'll see you in there. Bye.